Ever since I ceased school, it's now 2 years because I stopped going to the university last year.
Universities want to adapt the online method of learning. It's not feasible and effective.
It is just what we call the hysteria. You know what the meaning of hysteria? The hysteria is that fear, it's just a fear which comes around and can even cause people to run mad.
I've decided to close the education institutions even before the occurrence of a single corona incident, because I have observed the situation in other countries.
In the tertiary and higher education subsector, we are strengthening and expanding the open distance e-learning, which we hope will broaden to include all our learners at that level.
In a bid to find new ways to pass on education amidst the pandemic, the government and learning institutions had to come up with various possible solutions.
E-learning is one of the innovations. There are many other innovations that we do, including distance education or studying from when you're not at the main campus, which has been around since 1991 actually. Yeah. Makerere University adopted what National Council for Higher Education called the emergency open distance and e-learning mode of delivery, which is not necessarily only to do with e-learning, but it encompasses open learning, it encompasses distance learning, and it encompasses e-learning.
Nakaima Patricia is one of the thousands of Makerere University students who have been conducting their studies online due to the global pandemic.
Ever since I ceased school, it's now 2 years because I stopped going to the university last year. Because when Makerere University introduced the e-learning, my father wasn't capable of getting for me the gadgets, first of all, to use. Because at the moment, I didn't have a smartphone. You understand? So by the time he got the money to purchase a smartphone for me, the students had gone far with learning. So I couldn't pick up. Secondly of all, the tuition. Remember, by the time we went back home for the lockdown, I hadn't paid any single amount at the university. Basically, my father does the paying at the end of the semester when the examinations are about to begin. So when tuition matters came in, you know, they said we are supposed to pay, then we go back for physical exams. Dad said, no, you're not going to do the exams because I don't have the money. I would go back and do the exams and go to the next year. Unfortunately, those people just told us, no, you didn't do the exams. You're not supposed to come in third year. You're not supposed to come back to school. You're supposed to give you a dead year. And some of us even lost appetite for school.
While other countries like Australia would agree that online studying has proved to be more effective for both students and employers, the case is somehow different for some Ugandan students.
But we still have a number of students who have not yet created email accounts for Makerere University email accounts and Mwele accounts. Because at first, you know, there was an issue whereby everyone thought that we are going to go back to the normal situation. So people were not attaching much importance to these things. People are thinking we are going to go back to the normal situation. But now it's occurring to people that the pandemic somehow is here and continues, and people are hearing of the third wave coming. And so many people are now responding and coming on board.
It's been 2 years since the COVID-19 pandemic kicked in, and different learning institutions have adopted new ways of coping up with the situation in order to provide lasting learning solutions.
Most lecturers resorted to using Zoom as their method of teaching, which was costly for students, and most of these lecturers were using free version, which only permits 100 people. And we look at classes that have more than 100 students, and lecturers resorted to teaching both day and evening classes at once. So this comes where maybe the limit reaches to 100 and the rest are left out, yet they are paying tuition like the rest.
Some students have complained that the main reason is that while some parts of the country have internet connection, others don't, And while others can afford constant expenditure on internet bundles, to others, it's quite a stretch.
Where do we leave the rest of the students that come from the 72% regions in the country that are not covered with the internet? So I feel like regardless of, yes, people wanting to move ahead, the country itself is not prepared. It's not about just the university, because Makerere doesn't specify that it only admits students from the 28% regions that are covered with the internet. It admits everyone. As long as you are in Uganda, you are in Africa or all over the world, it is open for everyone.
We are trying to find a solution where students can continue with the learning. After all, these methods are not new. They have been used by many other universities. They are not new. So why wait? Why should we have our students wait? And many students, some students, maybe you may even be knowing, some students have left Makerere and they have gone to other universities which are moving on.
Students from Uganda Matters Nkozi seem to have quite grip on e-learning, and here's what some of them have to say.
When COVID happened, we had to adapt to the new normal. Otherwise, you either adopt or you stay behind. So it wasn't like you needed to be prepared. You just had to go all in and just see what you're going to find. The app that we use to learn at Ugandan Matters is Moodle. It's easy to use. It's interactive. You get to talk to your lecturers. You get to submit your coursework through the app. You get to do your exams using the app. You receive grades using the app, so everything is in one place.
The university already had an online system in place, and unfortunately it was very dormant. There were systems already to help people who want to do online studies. And right now, when this need came in, when the pandemic came in, they realized that they need to upgrade this system. And we have a Moodle system, and I've seen in Uganda Christian University, they use a system that is similar to that. So there was the system already in place. So the university, the only thing it did majorly was to upgrade that system to allow students to study on it.